Okay, so I'm going to do one on consumption here, and how much you use of different things. To help you sort of estimate what you're going to use or where your real users of stuff are. They done a survey over here a few years back of people saying, what do you think you use the most water in? I think it was during the drought days they done it. And some, like 80% of them, or more than 80%, come back and said, I think the thing that uses the most water is, you know, drinking and cooking. I'm not joking, that they really thought that. But it just shows that how many people sort of, you know, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind sort of thing. Your number one biggest user of water will be your washing machine. Second to that will be baths. Third of that will be showers, and then last of all will be your cooking and drinking. With firewood, if you've got a wood stove and a wood heater, very few people have wood hot water systems, but more likely than not it's going to be the wood heater is the biggest consumer. It depends on how much hot water you use, but most likely your wood hot water system will be second, and your least will be your stove. When it comes to propane, it's actually my stove because I boil a lot of potatoes and eat a lot of things like, you know, rice, and a lot of these things got to be boiled, and they end up staying on there for a long time. The shower I only use for a short period of time. Its consumption rate of gas is astronomical. I mean, it's got like 8 jets in the thing. You know, squirting the gas, you know, each burner you have like a little jet, and it sits sort of behind the little knob. This is with camping stoves. It's like a, you know, brass fitting a little tiny hole in it. Well, of course, there's one for each burner with the stove, and the hot water system has like 8 of them in there, because when the first one blew up, I took it apart and had a look. And, you know, each consumption rates are massive, but purely because it's only on for a few minutes as opposed to, you know, an hour or something every day. It's actually been the stove that uses more than the hot water system. And secondarily, electricity. Wow. Now this will prove I'm a watt counter, because I'll tell you what uses the most and what doesn't. Of course, it all depends on how much you want to use of each thing. How much you do use of each thing. So let's get on the run. What takes what amount of watts? What? First of all, the small things will be your mobile phones, and like your smartphones and your tablets. They're very efficient, actually, the tablets, compared to your laptops and TVs, which is sort of the next scale up. A lot of electric shavers, phones, things like that, they're all around and individual lights, they're all around sort of 11 to 15 watts. Your tablets, I think, are about 21 watts, something like that. Then you step up to your TVs. Your smaller TVs are like 48 watts. Your medium laptops, my one is 65 watts. Your netbooks and all that are more efficient. They're sort of in between sort of tablet and laptop when it comes to consumption. I'm not actually sure because I've never really looked into it, but I'm pretty certain that's the amount they take. You're sort of more than a tablet, but they definitely take less than a laptop, I've been told, by someone who's got one. And yeah, so yeah, your laptops and your smaller TVs, and then you kick it up to and around that same level you get your cordless vacuum cleaners, which I'll do a little segment on. And they're sort of around, what was it? I went and had a look at them the other day. They were 48 watts and down to 30 watts, but they need anything from a 3 to 6 hour charge. And then you kick it up. Oh, and also desk fans, they're around 40 watts. Some of them are 50 watts. And then you kick it up a bit more when you get to evaporative air conditioners. They're anything from sort of 65 to 90 watts. Some of these misting fans, some of the bigger fans, real big fans you see, they're like 240 watts, 300 watts, like your big commercial ones that they have in your workshops, and all that. Yeah, they really suck it up, 240 to 300 watts. And so will your washing machine. Small washing machine will be around that, you know, be anything from 240 to 360, I think my washing machines are. My 1980s model one that the drain's mucked up on, drain out isn't working properly because the belt slips, that's 500 watts. And of course some of your old style fridges are there. Your newer style fridges can be as low as 65 watts, but that's for the ones we've got that use a new kind of refrigerant gas that they don't have in America called R600A, which is super duper efficient. It's also flammable, and there's been a bit of flammability concerns, which I think is why they banned it in the United States. But we got it here, and they got it in Europe as well. But if you get a fridge, look for R600A. It's the way to go, efficiency-wise. But yeah, of course, you get up around your, you know, washing machines, and that's when you start drawing quite a bit of power. Anything heating related, you really suck the power. I mean, toasters, stoves, blow heaters, sandwich toasters, anything that involves heating, you can just about wipe it out for solar systems. It's just astronomical power use. Hair dryers, you know, they're sort of 1100 to 1800 watts for hair dryer. Your blow heaters sort of 2000 to 2400 watts. Your stoves, I think, are 1250 for the smaller hot plates, 1850, or is it 1750 for the bigger hot plates? Can't remember. Yeah. Soldering irons, they vary from, one I recommend is either 25 or 30 watt, but you can get 80 watt ones. I've got one that's like 85 watts in there. The biggest I've ever seen is like 140 watts. But when you get to that, you might as well go to the gas one. I've also got a butane powered soldering iron, which you'll probably see at some point. But yeah, that's the watts that it takes, and you can work out watt hours and amp hours and play around with all the stuff from there. But yeah, keep in mind that your batteries can't be discharged any more than half of their capacity. But yeah, that'll give you a basic idea of consumption. I can't really tell you exact amounts because it all varies on personal usage. It all varies on, well, you know, the temperature or the climate you live in and the amount of people you got in the house too. So, but that'll give you an idea of what you're going to be looking at consumption wise.